So I'm just going to wait for some of the members of the group to just hop on and say hello.
Okay.
I know there's a lot of people that were really interested in your transformation. That's the whole reason why I wanted to bring you on, Gladys, because losing 10 pounds is difficult. Is a difficult enough task, but you lost 55 pounds, and you had a lot of health issues. So I think your story is going to inspire a lot of people. Okay, so I guess if you don't mind, Gladys, can you tell the followers in the group who you are, where are you from, and what do you do?
Yes, Davey. Thank you. My name is Gladys Hernandez, and I'm from California. I'm a nanny, and I've been working with this family for 5 years. I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old and a 3-month-old.
Fantastic. So I'm just curious, were you born and raised? You weren't born and raised in California, were you?
No, I was born in Mexico, and I came here to the US when I was 6 years old.
Oh, very good, very good. So if you don't mind telling the audience, the followers, I guess, I think they're coming on now, a lot of people, because we're running late. I think Rabia, Simon, and Izumi and Sharon, if you're watching this now, can you just comment below live or ask us any questions? But can you tell everyone how we met? If you don't mind.
It's a funny story. I was strolling through Instagram one night, and I was on the search section, and I found you, and I found the before and after pictures of your clients, and I just clicked on the like or the heart. And then a couple of days later, I think I checked my Instagram, and you had made a couple of questions. You commented, and then you asked me a couple of questions if I was struggling with weight loss or if I had any issues. And I was kind of surprised. And I was like, should I answer? Should I not answer? I was like, okay. I was already thinking of making changes in my life because of my health. So I went out of my comfort zone and I answered all those questions that you were asking. And then finally you reached out to me and said, I'm like, would you like a phone call with me? And I was like, okay. And then, I'm like, you called me, we set up an appointment, you called me, you gave me all the details, and I was already set. I was like, this year has to be the year that I make a change for my health. So that's where everything started.
Yeah, you've mentioned your health now 3 times just on this interview already. Can you, if you don't mind, can you explain to our audience, I mean, I guess some of the struggles or what you were going through mentally and physically, I guess, before you started the program?
When you reached out to me, I was at my heaviest. I was at 205, which I probably thought that I was at least 230, because I'm like, I avoided the weight scale forever. So I was sick because in 2017 I was diagnosed diabetic. And when you reached out to me, I had already maybe 2 years without medication. And in those 2 years, I was going up and down because I had a lot of issues, a lot of symptoms of, side effects of diabetes. So I was really bad. I was really bad with my, health, with my eating habits. I was stress eating. I was dealing with a lot of stress. And, just basically my health. I didn't have any energy. I was huffing and puffing every time that I, would go on a walk. And I couldn't really move anymore because of the weight. The kids would tell me, I'm like, Nani, you're too slow. You're too heavy. You can't get off the floor. You can't get on the floor. And that was an issue for me. That's what made me think, I'm like, I need to get, this under control.
Yeah, there comes a point with everyone, I mean, where enough is enough, I guess, or you have to draw the line in the sand and say, I'm going to change. I think you came to that point, I guess.
Well, like I told you, I had to get this year. I already had said this year is going to be the year that I change my eating habits, that I do something about my weight, and that I get my health, in check. So when you reached out to me, I already had scheduled an appointment with my doctor for a physical, checkup. So that was the starting point with me. Like, like I had to do something about it. And I could dream about, having a weight loss journey, or I could think I'm like, oh, I want to be this, like lose this much weight or be this fit, but I wasn't doing anything about it. I had to take action. And I think I was so determined already that when you came up, it was like an answer question, like, it was an answer to my prayer, that I needed help and I couldn't do it alone.
Yeah, it's an amazing story. I mean, you touched on diabetes there. I mean, if anyone's in this group that has diabetes or are pre-diabetic, we would love to know, how are you coping? Because I read somewhere the other day that if someone has diabetes, they're 3 times more likely to get heart disease, heart attack, or stroke, you know, and it affects every organ of the body.
Yes.
So, I mean, if you don't mind me asking, what age were you when you signed up with us?
Excuse me.
What age were you when you signed up with us?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm 43. Well, yeah, I turned 40. Well, hold on. When I signed up, I was 42 years old. In April, I turned 43.
Fantastic. Yeah. So, I mean, what was your mindset like before? I mean, you did mention that you had some self-esteem issues. If you don't mind, you don't have to go into too much detail, but if you can tell us your mindset, where it was before the program, I guess, before you joined the program.
Um, I was not in a good place. Every time that I looked in the mirror, I could see myself and I hated myself. It's a hard word to say, hate, but every time that I looked in the mirror, I did not like what I saw. I really hated myself because I wasn't doing anything about it, to make a change. And also, my self-esteem was really low, really low. I was always thinking negative. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do this. That was like my mindset. I can't do it. And I was probably always blaming somebody else for my weight. I avoided, social, events like, birthdays, gatherings, because I was self-conscious of my weight, and
Mm.
now I could say that I'm more positive. I have more energy. And this program not only has helped me with the weight loss, but it has opened other doors. It has opened a mindset. I'm more positive. I'm like, I could do this. I'm like, I believe in myself now. Every time that I look in the mirror, I love what I see. Before in the past, I didn't. But now that I look in the mirror, I'm like, I love myself. I love when when my body's doing, with the nutrition that I'm getting in, with the exercise that I'm getting in. So it's all positive, all positive. I have more self-esteem. I feel more joyful. I feel like I could do anything.
That's powerful what you're just saying there. It's some turnaround from our first call 9 months ago. Just the words you're using, the sentences you're using there is quite. You must be saying affirmations or something, are you? Or
Well, yeah, that's one thing also that, Coach, G, like every time, we would talk, or every morning she would send me like affirmations. So like write them down, like, put them in your mirror, put them where you're cooking, or, in the mornings, just say them to yourself. And that's the thing, like, this program is not only a weight loss program or a fat loss program. It's more. It's more. You guys, your program is just like, it's mind blowing. Like there's so many things. Like I was dealing with stress. I was dealing with sleep. I had sleep problems before. And this program has helped me deal with stress, deal with my sleeping habits. I didn't have a night routine. My routine was all over the place. I would go to sleep late, wake up late, or, I wouldn't have no discipline in my life. And with this program, it has helped me to, get more discipline. It has helped me to stay, on the goals that I'm setting. Like every day I set goals, or every week I set goals. Every time that I would get stuck on something, Coach G was there for me all the time. She had great ideas. She would get me out of, like if I was stuck in something, she would, like have a suggestion. So I'm
Yeah, I
really
think we're
grateful
all.
for this program.
Yeah, I think Georgina is a very special coach. She
Oh,
goes
yes.
above and
Yes, she
beyond for
is.
everyone.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, it's not just a weight loss program. That's interesting that what you said there. I mean, our goal as coaches is to make clients become the best version of themselves, really. And you know, as you said there, I mean, it's all about. I mean, you're moving better now as well. I mean, and you've more energy. You're to run after to the three kids. I mean, you needed strength and energy for those very active three kids. I'm sure they've seen the change in you as well, have they?
They have seen the change, yes. And now that I have to do my steps, they already know that like I have to do like 10,000 steps or more. And then sometimes Ethan, the 5-year-old, he's like, Nani, let's go out because you need to do your steps and I need to do my exercise. So now I'm actually running. Before I couldn't run. And now I'm actually like running, with them, even though they tell me, Nani, you run too slow. But I'm like, hello, give me some, credit. I'm like, I'm getting there, And even the little girl, she's 3 years old. She'll go out and she's like, I need to get my steps in. So I'm setting an example for them too, but they're super active. They have so much energy. And now that like I could keep up with them now.
Yeah, it's amazing the knock-on effect that it has had on those around you. I mean, they're following suit. You're leading by
Mm-hmm.
example.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
Another thing, Davey, before my eating habits were really, really bad. I did not eat a lot of vegetables. And now with the program, with the meals, like, that you sent me, I was like, it involved more vegetables. So now I'm even surprised that I'm loving vegetables that I didn't eat before. And I'm actually trying new food that I didn't try before, new recipes that I wouldn't even bother, in the past trying. So I was like, I'm amazed.
Yeah. Yes, all the other clients love when you post your recipes in the messenger group. They.
Yeah, because I'm like, when Coach T told me, like, in the future, you're going to be coming up with your own meals, I was like, okay, that's the green light for me. And like, I could just go in the kitchen and like prepare my meals. Like, I go day by day. I don't meal prep because at first when I started, like, I tried meal prepping. It was too stressful for me because I'm just one person. So the thing is, I go day by day. If I'm craving, like, for breakfast, I'm craving my protein pancakes. I'll do my protein pancakes in the morning. If I'm craving something else for lunch and dinner, I'm like, I already have it set. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I love the
So,
program.
so
I
here we
just
go. I
love
mean,
it.
your preparation and your planning there is what's really got your results. You're
Yes.
thinking ahead. It's crucial, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, you said that you were. I have some notes here. I love taking notes of when I talk to my clients for the first time. It helps me
Yeah.
understand them more. But you said that you were clueless, in terms of nutrition before. I mean, you've no education. Um, Now, I mean, look what you're doing now. I mean, you're posting your recipes with the macros, the calories in our private messenger group. That's
Before
just
your
amazing.
program, baby, I didn't know what macros were. I didn't know about calorie deficit. I didn't know about reverse diet. And now I feel that I have the tools, to get me where I need to get, because this is just the beginning. My weight loss journey, yes, I finished it already. I'm on a reverse diet right now. I'm eating more calories. I'm eating more food and I'm maintaining my weight, you know? So this is all new to me, but I think that I'm already set for life. This is like the investment that I made, for myself is priceless. Like a lot of people ask me like, oh, like give me the information for your coach and this and that. As soon as I tell them about, how much it is, how much it's going to cost, how much, investment you're going to make, because this is work. You have to log in your food every day. You have to think ahead of yourself because you have to plan ahead, like your protein, your fat, your carbs, everything. So it's a lot of work. but it's worth it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you said to me 9 months ago that you feel like an old lady. I mean, you couldn't walk. You were
Hmm.
you weren't 42, you were 82 years of age, like your health was, but now it's just a complete turnaround. That is priceless, and you can't. There's no money worth. It's just, as I said, it's priceless, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, because now I have more energy. Before, like I told you, I have no energy. Like, like bending down, it was hard for me. Like, I had, an injury in the past, a work injury, and I hurt my back. So that's the thing also, that, it made me, gain a lot of weight, because I was not, active. I couldn't exercise. So that's one of the things, that I got to my heaviest, because I couldn't exercise. I couldn't move a lot. I had knee pain. I had sciatica. And now, like, it's improved. All those
Mm.
side effects that I had before because of my weight, it's because, now
Yeah,
I could see the difference.
you said there, I mean, you're set for life. I mean, you realistically, you don't need another program again. You have the tools to, you've grown your own wings now. I mean, you know how to maintain. You're doing the reverse diet. There's no yo-yo here. Yes, it takes a longer process. It took you what, 9 months? That's
Yes.
1%. 1% of your life. Just someone has to spend 1% of their life learning to diet properly. So they spend the other 99% actually, in a healthy and thriving, and not in a yo-yo up and down hamster wheel kind of state. Just takes a longer process, but you just learn once, and look, as you said there, you're set for life.
Yes, it's a sacrifice that I'm not willing to do it again, because it took a lot of work. It took a lot of work, and it was like, I invested 8 months of, of my life in this program. And in the past, I did lose a lot of weight also, but I regained everything back in 3 months. It took me like about a year also to lose like at least 50 pounds. And in 3 months, I gained it back, again, because I already like had finished the program, but I didn't have the tools. They didn't tell me like, okay, after you finish the program, this is what's going to happen. You're going to do this, you're going to do that. And they didn't tell me. So in 3 months, I regained all the weight back. And I've been struggling for what, 10 years before you reached out to me. And like, this happened like 10 years ago, that I, lost all the weight and then regained it 3 months back, 3 months later.
Mm.
But today, like I have, like I'm educated now with your program. It like I told you before, like you're teaching about macros. I didn't know anything about that. And now that I'm really surprised that I'm maintaining my weight and my weight. I actually weighed myself today at the doctor's office because I had an appointment. And then I weighed myself right here at home because I have my own scale, and I have maintained my weight. My goal weight was in 150, and I'm actually at 149. And I've been on the reverse diet for a week now, eating more calories, more food, and I'm maintaining my weight, which I'm like in shock that it's doable.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they don't teach people, these detoxes or shake plans. I mean, it's just a fad. It's a quick fix, gets you nowhere. You know, so many people do all these quick fixes, fad diets, and how much money are they spending over a 20-year period getting nowhere? Just do it once properly. Invest in your health, and you're an example of what can be achieved.
In the past, I tried Herbalife also, which was like shakes and a lot of pills. I hated it. And then I lost a couple of pounds and I regained everything back. I tried some, fat burning, pills that after I would take them, I would be like, oh, like, shaking, and my heart would be beating really fast. So I was like, you know what, this plan works because you're actually like, doing like fruits, vegetables, protein, you're eating healthy, so it's helping your body work better for you.
Yeah, it's an amazing testimonial. Really hits home. The contrast is incredible. Have you any advice for anyone that's maybe sitting on the fence for for joining our online program coaching?
I would say that if you can't do it by yourself and you've tried so many, like, so many diets before, yo-yo dieting, like losing weight, gaining back the weight, I'm like, this is the program. I'm like, yes, it takes a lot of work, like you're gonna invest, but it's for your future, it's for your health. Like you told me at the beginning of the call, it's like, if you don't invest in your health right now, you're gonna have to invest, later on when you're in the hospital. Last time my neighbor, he went to, he's diabetic also. So he went in for to the emergency room, and he had to stay like, I guess 3 days, and the bill was $80,000. So I was like, I rather and make a small investment right now in my health than go, later on and have to go to the hospital because of my diabetes and, have a bill of a 10,000, 10,000 or 100,000, dollars.
Yeah,
So I'd
apparently.
rather just do it now.
Mm.
And plus, like, Coach G or whoever, like, if you sign up to the program, you're gonna learn so much more. Just not only like, like nutrition, but your self-esteem, like getting out of your comfort zone. I was like, for me, all this technology and everything, I'm super slow. So for me to have to log in my food and track my food and go into the fitness app and do my workouts, at first it was frustrating. It was stressful, but finally I got it down. So, it's so much better. Everything is like, as long as you put the work in, you're going to get results.
Yeah, fantastic. I really appreciate you coming on here today, Gladys. I
Thank
really
you,
do.
Davey.
So proud of. We're all very proud of you.
No,
Just wanna
this is like really like, for me, for you to reach out to me and for me to respond back to you and to be actually like, for me to have done this program with you, it's mind blowing to me, because I was like, in the past, I would have thought about it. And then, all this going, like doing everything on the phone and logging in your food and everything. I was like counting calories. I was like, I didn't think about that ever. So now it was like, I just love your program. I have just wonderful things to say. Coach G, she's so awesome. Like, the lives that you have, all the information that you guys give out, all the PDFs on the app, they're so helpful. And it's eye-opening for me because, I have learned so much on nutrition, stuff that I didn't know, in the past, stuff that is going to help me, to contain, to maintain my weight and, continue on my journey.
That is fantastic. I don't think there's any questions in the group. Maybe I'm wrong. Has anyone any questions in the group? Comment below your questions. I'll answer them later on. Or comment below live if you're watching this right now. Comment below #live. Comment below #replay if you're watching the replay. The reason I asked this, guys, is because there's 3,000 members in the group, and the more people that likes, comments, the more engagement we get. It gets seen by more people, which ultimately will help more people. The whole point is to help as many people as possible. I think that's basically it, Gladys. Again, I appreciate you coming on here, and it was a pleasure to help you reach your goals, and you're an example for everyone, really.
No, thank you, David. Thank you to Coach G and the other coaches. Like, like I have to learn so much, and I am so thankful that, you reached out to me and, that this program works. I'm a real person that I had doubts at the beginning, but, it works. So I'm telling you, I'm going to miss you guys, but I'm set. I'm set. And I'm like, I just love everything about the program. Whoever's listening, whoever's watching, this program works. And you'll get, results if you put the work into it and if you listen to your coaches.
Exactly. Listen to approaches. It's pretty good, isn't it? Okay, Gladys, I have another call in a few minutes.
Thank you, Davey.
I'm sure I'm looking forward to seeing your next recipe later on in the messenger group with all the calories and macros. Okay,
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
thanks. God bless.